by popular demand. Back by popular demand. You are now about to witness the awesome, crushing might of Knuckle Up Mobile! Woo! I'm busy. Knuckle Up Mobile. I got more letters about Knuckle Up Mobile than I have in a long time from you listeners of Knuckle Up. I'm your host, Eugene S. Robinson. I believe this is show number 213, round number 213. I told you when I get to 365, if I don't have a TV show that pays big money, and by big money, I mean money big enough so I don't have to live in a style to which I've not become accustomed. You know, I'm used to the finer things in life, rings and things. You know? Not just the degraded condition in which I have to live now. People laugh, oh, you're a member. Yeah, why should we feel sorry for you? You've got it all. Did Julius Caesar have it all? I wonder. I mean, there's a certain point at which some could have made the claim that Julius Caesar had it all. It just depends on the way you talk to Julius Caesar. I'm taking a real good look at your face. Nothing. I'm taking a real good look at your face. I spend a lot of time looking at people's faces. Alright, so I'm going to lower the show intro music. We are in round number 200, and let's see, get the volume that's low enough with all the engine noise too. The show today is about one thing and one thing. Well, the show today is about two things and two. Well, the show today is about not much. Actually, the show today is not about MMA at all. The show today is about boxing. Since this last weekend's fight was a mockery of a travesty of a sham, and the world, you're seeing a huge tectonic shift. Yeah, look, I know nobody's sympathetic for me. I just want to close off the Julius Caesar thing, you know? I mean, oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, Jesus, you're the Son of God! What do you got to complain about? To which Jesus should respond, when? What do you mean? When I was a carpenter? I guess I shouldn't complain about that. You know? Or maybe when I was being scourged and broken on the cross. Should I complain then? How much being the Son of God got me? Oh, the Jews, your chosen people. You should be happy. When? Were we being chased out of Russia? Were we being chased out of Germany? Killed? When? So don't give me that, Eugene, you got nothing to complain about. I know it's tough on people who are close to you to hear that. But you know what? I understand it. If you're on a lifeboat and one guy in a lifeboat just doesn't fucking shut up, it makes your time in the lifeboat twice as miserable. I'm sorry about that. But don't be asking me questions like, how you doing, Eugene? And expect happy talk. I'll give you the standard line. Every day in every way, better and better. Anything beyond that, you're going to hear the truth. Well, maybe not the truth. I can't handle the truth. Look at this. Look at that driving. You suck. You know what I did this morning? It was great. Some guy was a little heavy on the horn. He really wanted to get to his job. He beeped at me this morning. So I just stopped the car in the middle of the road. Just stopped. And rolled the window down. And then put my hand out. I did like this. This is for you. This is for you. This is for you. And I had a kid in the car, you know, so I don't want to be, you know, I'm not one of those, I don't like to curse around my kids. But, you know, my hand was above the height of the roof of the car, so outside the car, the guy could, you know, the kids couldn't see, but I was like, this is for you. This is for you. It was perfect. It was a perfect, and you know, my hope in that situation is to enrage the guy enough so that he comes out and decides to have a few words. Because at that point, you know, I've been assaulted. In any case, I'm going to get off of that. I'm not doing so well. I won't go into it. I'm having some physical problems. I'm going to talk about it. Physical problems. Video only. Yeah, I remember these guys. Look at that. Who owns a video only store? What the fuck do you get in there? Video only. You go in there, should be one phone. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. We're gonna talk. I'm dying here with this skull game. Don't mention it again. I'll get kicked off of PayPal again. And I am on PayPal again, my friends. I'm not telling you guys the name of my PayPal account because one, you don't send money anyway, and two, one of you will fake me out, call me a pornographer or worse, and I'll get kicked off of fucking PayPal again. So, if you have money you want to send, contact me, and very directly, I will give you my PayPal account. No more wide dissemination of PayPal account, unless somebody feel a need to go to the police and say, don't be going to the police saying, I got his baby, or he's a pornographer. So this boxing thing, Bob Aaron, who called MMA, tattooed, sweaty.
Your brake lights are out.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Oh, wow. That's, Yeah, that is something. Something's happened. Oh, one of these doors is not closed. There. The guy's trying to. He's giving me information about my brake lights being out. I think he just wanted me to get out of line so that he could to check the car. Look, I know this Ted Bundy stuff. I pull over to check out the brake lights, and I pull over to check out the brake lights, and the guy kills me. But get it, friend. You gotta wake up pretty early in the morning to. This car is about to die. And I'm not putting a nickel into it. I'll make this a Flintstone mobile before I put a nickel into it. Because I got the 65 Chevy. I keep talking about it. I've been talking about it for 11 years. It's finally coming. I keep saying it. And as soon as I get it, I gotta sell it. Isn't that funny? Isn't that fucking funny? That's fucking hilarious, isn't it? You know what? I can't stay on this road. I'm sorry. The traffic is atrocious here. Look at this bitch. Look at it. Nice driving. You gotta, yeah, look at your nice BMW. Look at what I'm driving. She backed off. Don't give me the finger. I'm a desperate man. All the nice things I got. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty nice, right? Yeah. You know who did that? Popeye. That's why he was banned from the car for like a year. Anyway, I'm off target. Bob Arum called MMA naked, tattooed guys doing some homosexual thing on the floor. You know, Bob Arum is an old, foolish man. And Bob Arum screaming for an investigation. You need to investigate this. We need to look into what's happening to boxing. I'm talking about the Pacquiao-Bradley fight. It was a fucking rig from beginning to end. And if you want to look at the source of the rig, look no further than Bob fucking Arum, who represents both fighters. This was a big fuck you to Floyd Mayweather. This was a big fuck you to Floyd Mayweather. This was a scam from top to bottom. It was a fix from top to bottom, and the stink goes right back to Bob Arum. Let me play it out for you. Mayweather is on ice. Even outside of the fact that he's on ice, he is non-compliant in regards to this Pacquiao fight. Pacquiao is 33 years old. The guy is, he's gotten God. I've never seen a single fight in the world get better after he gets God or Jesus in his life. So Pacquiao, it's like, I gotta make some fucking paydays. You know what? I can create him. Mayweather doesn't exist without guys like me. I'm gonna make another Mayweather. Not only am I gonna get a guy that looks like him, I get a guy who's got a similar record like him. I'm gonna shift this fucking tectonic plates, and I'm gonna play this storyline out, and I'm gonna make Mayweather unnecessary. So what was supposed to happen was that that Pacquiao and Bradley were supposed to go out there and battle their hearts out, and at the end, Bradley, the younger fighter, up-and-comer, shocks the world. Well, he shocked the world. He shocked the world by being at the press conference in a wheelchair and having himself called the fucking winner. It could have been a story of a gritty fight back in a wheelchair because he broke maybe one or both ankles. And why is Pacquiao so relaxed about it? Why is it because he got Jesus? Jesus helped him relax about his loss? No. He's relaxed about it because he is in on the fix as well. He says, look, Mayweather is going to take $80 million for us to give us $40 million. Who the fuck does he think he is? How about this? We fucking set up Bradley. We fucking build up Bradley. We put together a $100 million fight, and we take $80 million and give 20 to Bradley for his silence and compliance. At which point Pacquiao should be said, what do you mean we, white man? That's from the old joke about, the Lone Ranger and Tonto were being chased by the Apaches. Yeah, he says, it looks like we're done for, Tonto. Tonto says to his trusty sidekick, the white Lone Ranger says to his trusty red sidekick Tonto, and Tonto looks at him and says, what do you mean we, white man? Because we know that Bob Arum, even if that happens, Pacquiao, I gotta open the window, I'm dying. Pacquiao's not walking away with anywhere close to that $80 million. And Bradley'd be lucky to get $20 million. He's probably get $5 million. This is Arum's last big score, and he will not be denied it by Mayweather or anybody else. But he was denied it by the only guy who could deny him. Bob Arum. Bob Arum. I mean, Don King has been a virtual non-presence. Don King is old. Don King is old. He's realizing he can't take it with him. I think Don King spends his days counting the shekels and trying to figure out how he's going to screw those people left around him. But he's not. I mean, have you ever heard a guy that loud be this quiet for this long? No, you haven't. You haven't. Why? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Don King. I don't know why Don King's been so silent. I think the window makes it too noisy, right? But Arum screwed himself. He's screaming for an investigation. He's got to have an investigation. Now an investigation must happen. He's got to see the event. Look. It's stop fucking with my brain. This whole Stigmata CD is great. Calling of the Just. You should listen to it. Go to Revelation Records, buy it. Wild ass pooper sluts, buy it. I'm kind of glad I don't have to review DVDs like this anymore. You know, I actually did. Go to Pacific Coast Highway, this radio show. Type in Pacific Coast Highway, Vinny Rose, and see an audio review I did there for Wild Ass Pooper Sluts. I can't even believe I reviewed a movie called Wild Ass Pooper Sluts, much less watched a movie named Wild Ass Pooper Sluts. You know? I mean, I know the video has something to do with anal sex. Outside of that, I have no memory. Except that they were wild, they had asses, and pooper, and they were sluts. Anyway, so Aram puts together this harebrained, harem-scarum scheme, Scooby-Doo scheme, and he would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for those meddling kids. Meddling kids being specifically, Pacquiao was like, yeah, that's a good plan. But you know, I'm no tomato can. I'm no punk. I'm no bum. I'm no bum. So this guy's got to keep up, or there's no, not gonna work. So he fights as hard. Yeah, but he forgets. Everybody seems to forget in this age of modern technology. We got CompuBox. You know, and they said all the wrong things. What they should have said is like, hey, look. Pacquiao's got 273 punches to this guy's 143 punches. How the fuck does that work? And he said, yo, Pacquiao could have 3,000 punches and still lost the fight on the basis of one punch. You know, but then CompuBox says, well, you know what? We also break it down. We got power punches too. He exceeds Bradley's power punch rate by like 100 power punches. You know what that's like? Come on, I've seen matches where a guy was unconscious and they lift up the unconscious guy's arm off the floor and give him, well, that was a DQ. It's a different story. This is the functional crooked equivalent. So all the shit that Bob Arum has been talking a raft of shit about MMA since MMA snuck up and stole their lunch. Everybody said it was going to happen and they tried. They got John McCain on board, you know, John McCain's wife, having worked with Budweiser, one of the large beer companies. Oh, John, a fucking U.S. senator gonna hold forth an opinion on, oh, it's human cockfighting. You kidding me? What do you care? You know? How about restraint of trade? You know, and New York is still a prime example. A prime example of the death knell. Boxing, you know, boxing in cahoots with the New York unions, and there's a reason. And the reason is for the same reason that Bob Meyerowitz had to sell the UFC, and it's probably sitting there at home. It looks like Gagnon over there. It's probably sitting there at home. Oh, that's a big guy, big dog. He's got a cane of Presario. Dog's gonna kill him in his sleep. With a kill him or his girlfriend. She's got a little dog. She and her little dog will be murdered. He'll wake up and go, what's the matter, boy? What's the matter, Timmy? There's a problem in the kitchen? Just like on the old Lassie shows. There's a problem. Where's Judy? Where's Judy and Jules? Oh my God, Judy and Jules are dead. What did you do, boy? What did you do? It's like a mice and men, but with a cane of Presario. Anyway, you know, you can be hospitalized by a house cat. Make no mistake, people. Oh, it's my pet. You're a pet. It's like that guy who was living in an apartment up in Harlem with an alligator and a tiger. Alligator and a fucking tiger. The only reason they discovered that guy is because he was wounded and had to go to the hospital. Says, look, hey, you know, it kind of looks like you've been attacked by a tiger. Oh, that's funny. His apartment reeked of tiger piss. I mean, the average person in Harlem probably doesn't know what tiger piss smells like. I don't know what tiger piss smells like. But I'd be tipped off because of the rawr. And the neighbors, you know, this is how things are fucked up with minority neighbors. The neighbors told everybody. I think the motherfucker's got a tiger up there. Oh, these black people are crazy. They're crazy. Sure enough, they go in the guy's apartment. The guy's got a tiger. And not only does he have a tiger in this fucking apartment, he's got an alligator. And I don't talk about the little ones that you can flush down a toilet. I'm talking about the ones the size of a grown man. You know, people are crazy. What about the guys who got the orangutan, shaved it, and I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even kidding you. And put it in a whorehouse, chained to a bed. I tell you, having a cock makes you do strange fucking. I'll talk about my health problems after we get back from the break. See you soon. All right. I'm gonna finish the show. You can see the lights going down. I don't have that much light left. I'll make the best of it. Number one, that guy who stopped me. Oh, your brake lights. The guy in the Porsche. It's full of shit. My brake lights work. He's a liar. He's a liar and a thief. Guy in a Porsche. I guess I was supposed to pull over. Like I'm gonna. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna trust a guy in a Porsche. That's not gonna happen. He just wanted my place in line. See how it works? Your brake lights are out. Bullshit, my brake lights are out. They're fucking working. Cocksucker. Alright, I'm gonna tell you, I've gotta start using that word. Anyway, so Bob Arum, I don't remember where I was, but I think I was talking. I'm gonna talk until it gets dark and then the show is done. And I tried to figure out maybe if I beep the horn, like I'll have a way to end the show. But I don't know. Anyway, always what happens is guys get too slick by far. I found something on the web that was like how to get away with murder. Alright, that's what the article was about, how to get away with murder. And it gave 10 ways that you could actually, no, god damn it, that you could get away with murder. Right? 10 actual ways you could do it. And it was an actually pretty instructive guide. And what it seemed to say was, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. You know? You guys get I'm gonna hide the body, I'm gonna hide the weapon. There you go. Fucking the vehicle that most ensures that you'll get away. Rollerblades, cars, trucks, motorcycles, feet, a bicycle. A bicycle is the #1 way to get away. You overthink it. Bob Arum overthought it. I represent both these guys. We'll jack up the price. We'll bypass Mayweather. He doesn't understand. Mayweather made himself. Mayweather is the man, whether he fight, you know, until Mayweather says, I retire, that fight still gets you, is still in your mind. That's the reality of it. My physical problems have to do with the MRI I just took. Degeneration of my spinal cervix, impingement on the nerves, narrowing of the spinal passage. I have everything except meningitis, which I'm probably sure is next. You know, whatever, I'm not complaining. You know what? I think a man shoulders his burden without complaint. But you know, you guys ask me how I'm doing, I gotta tell you. You know, burden without complaint. Yeah, I'm not complaining, you just asked me how I was. I can't use my left side, that's how I am. So, you know, I typed in the playlist Stigmata, thinking it would play just Stigmata. It is now playing the song Stigmata by Bauhaus. So Bob Arum gets slick, and now Bob Arum has to do what Bob Arum does, and says, well, we're going to sue, we want investigation, I want the Attorney General involved. And it's like the judges are like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? I just did what you told me. We need an investigation, we need... Hey, Bob, you told me to vote. But now, all of his fucking talk about how MMA is stupid, it's lame, it's gay, it's this, it's that, he's fundamentally misunderstood what he's dealing with. The confusion that's allowed him to amass riches in boxing. WBA, WBC, IBF, IBA, you know, all the free-floating belts, the confusion is what's alienated people. When I grew up, the heavyweight champion of the world was the toughest man in the world. Can that guy, can the heavyweight boxing, can Klitschko, who might be one of the ranking organizations champions, could Klitschko beat Cain Velasquez? I don't think so. He's not the toughest man in the world in my mind. That's all people want to know. Who's the baddest badass? And you know, the reality of it is, given the limitations of the human body, on any given day, the badasses are clustered pretty close together. Is it making you dizzy when I drive by like stuff? Anyway, we got about 10 minutes of this show left. So, since it's just about Bob Arum, you know, and TRT, I want to talk about TRT as well. So, I don't feel very good. That's usually something somebody says right before they keel over and have a heart attack. So Bob Arum tries to get slick, and you know, on the one hand, he's pulling all, you know, these guys are pulling so many strings, and they're trying to fix it. They're trying to fix it. And you know how they're trying to fix it? Right now, they're going, you know, it said boxing has done what it's been trying to do for years. Generated heat and interest. You know what? If Pacquiao had pulled down his pants and taken a crap in the center of the ring, that would have also created heat and controversy and generated a lot of ink and a lot of pixels. People have been talking about it for months, but it's not going to get me to pay 50 bucks for pay-per-view. No fucking way. Here comes another guy in a luxury automobile. I suppose this guy's going to tell me my fly's open. No. No. Keith Kaiser from the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the one who pulled the dog-headed dumbass move of suspending Nick Diaz for not even having THC in his system, but metabolites of THC. The distinction, difference in distinction that eludes me, but then was okay with TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, for Chael Sonnen, all these guys, Chael Sonnen, Nate Marquardt, are all claiming, and Alistair Overeem, TRT. This doctor, Dr. Benjamin, who now all portions of the MMA community are jumping all over him, has come out and said something pretty sage. He said, look, you know, this guy, this TRT is a viable condition, but the likelihood that a man with TRT could have had hypogonadism, which means his testes were underproducing testosterone for his entire lifetime, would not have become a championship fighter. It's virtually impossible. He has a 1 to 2% chance of achieving what he achieved as somebody who suffers from hypergonadism. He goes, the only other occasion that you might be hypergonadic, which means that your testes underproduce testosterone, is if your testes have been blown out from years of steroid abuse. And let me be perfectly straight here. The kind of steroid abuse that we're talking about that destroys your testes it's not something like you can walk around like and you feel like you grab your nuts in it. I got testes, I guess they do their work though. Guys who chronically abuse steroids, we're talking like WWE wrestlers, guys who don't do 8 to 12 week cycles, will go on it constantly and continually. Their fucking nuts turn into little peanuts, so, you know, and they do not bounce back from that. Do not bounce back from that. Even if you take a shot once a month, this will not cause your testes to atrophy. No way, no how. So the claim Dr. Benjamin is making is that the only way that you would get yourself into a position where you needed, see, I can't be watching the road through the computer, where you needed TRT would be because you already spent many years abusing steroids. So this is like, have you stopped beating your wife yet? You're damned either way. Either way. So to allow these guys at 33, like Chael Sonnen, Nate Marquardt, to top up on the testosterone because their testes underperform, I'd like to say, are you doing a survey of 33-year-old men and topping up at the average of where 33-year-old men body parts per liter of blood, testosterone, or are you topping up to the maximum range? Because it should be an average range, right? It should be what the average 33-year-old guy has in his system, because there's no reason to assume that Nate Marquardt, Chael Sonnen, and Alistair Overeem are anything other than average men. I'm sure those of you listening know many men. How many men do you know who suffer from hypergonadism? I know guys who have abused the shit out of steroids don't have hypergonadism. So my point is, these guys do not have hypergonadism. And if they do have hypergonadism, it's as a result of abusing steroids for years. In any case, there's dirty shit in the mix. You know? So Keith Kaiser, who is now saying, well, the judges saw the fight the way the judges saw the fight. No. 5-to-1 odds against Bradley? You need to get those judges, and you need to, like, some version of the SEC. Fuck. God damn it. No. I'm done. Done. So the NSAC, Nevada State Athletic Commission, makes this claim. They need to have some version of the NSAC or the SEC follow the money. Because with 5-to-1 odds and a fight like that, they need to watch those two judges that chose for Bradley for the next 5 years to see if their financial status changes any. Influence peddling, something. Anything. There's dirt. And the judges now are defending themselves. It's fucked up. How come nobody knows this? You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool some of the people all the time. All the people all the time. It's a mockery of a travesty for a sham. I love boxing. But these guys need to die. Sir, I'm not even kidding. Bob Arum, Don King, they need to die. Only when they are dead will boxing have a chance. Dana White loves boxing. He has no interest in seeing boxing go away. You know, he's a Boston guy. But everybody, we all grew up with boxing. There was no MMA when we were kids. We'd like to see boxing do well. Boxing could be great. It's a combat sport. These guys are superbly functioning athletes. You know, so I don't know what to say. It's disappointing all around. Anyway, the sun is going. It doesn't really seem like it based on the computer, but pretty soon I'll be plunged into darkness. And you know, when I do these videos from the car, it takes a long, like 3 hours to render. So I'll be up all night tonight. So we're gonna call this. I'm driving, so there's no horn. Well, I mean, I have a horn in the vehicle, but then I start to beep it, and then people start to flip me off, and I get angry, and then I lose it, and nobody wants to end the show that way. So make believe you heard the Or maybe I'll try to edit the bell noise in. Whoopsie. Let me try to stop the show. See if I can stop the show with anything other than a car crash. The amount of skill this takes, you don't know. There's a bump. I know this road like the back of my hand. There's a bump color. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Maybe. I think next week I'm going to take off. I got stuff to do with the kids. Anyway, alright. Later. Bye-bye. Next week. Maybe. If not, then the week after for sure. So long. Ding, ding.